right, I don't know if you've perhaps just watched a time lapse of me thinking really, really hard for a long time about planting trees, which is the way it should be. There should be a lot more research than planting time. But I have 4 out of 6 planted, and the last 2, I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with them. But luckily they're in soil, so they can wait till tomorrow, and they may go over to the landslide. They are sugar maples, which get really tall, and they also aren't very good at being coppiced, and I've learned that the hard way from my own experience here on the hill. So the trees that either are really heckin' pretty, but I don't think coppice well at all, but are really jugulone, that's a black walnut, tolerant. There is one dogwood right there. They probably get about 15 foot tall. That'll probably just get about 15 foot tall. I do need to go get a watering can and water everything in. And then up there, I put, oh, which one was it? My gracious, good thing I wrote on them. I've always got this, you know, bit of delirium where I think I'll remember what I've planted. Oh, right, that's the hackberry. It's going to be part of the railing. So those coppice really well, I know, because half of the trees down here that have been cut to 2-foot stumps before I moved in and grew back just fine are hackberry. Now, it says hackberry. There's 2 different species that are hackberry, so that's going to be a good bit confusing, in all honesty. Celtis occidentalis is the short one, and I do not, off the top of my head at least, recall the variety that is the much taller one that can get to be 100 foot tall. So I'm hoping that's the shorter one, but you know, it'll be fine either way because I can coppice it. This, it turns out, is a suckering bush or a single trunk tree. So in the shorter tree protector, it is almost definitely going to be a suckering bush, because anything that can stick its face in there is going to eat the top off, and then it will sucker out. That'll be perfect. This is the black haw by viburnum. Ooh, wow, that's a hard one to say. And as you can see, I wrote the name on. And this one's the black cherry down here, which again, coppices really well. So these are plants that aren't going to get in the way of the view at all. It says black cherry, and then it says Prunus serratina. There you go. So, not knowing whether that's a Celtis or the taller variety, it's just going to hang out there saying hackberry, and we'll hope for the best. Since I know they're from, oh, was it Arbor Foundation? I'll have to go back and look at my texts. But since I'm pretty sure I know where they're, what company they're from, or what nonprofit they're from, I can look up what's on the website there and correspond accordingly. Oh, look, somebody's fishing down there. It's too cold to be recreational boating, but the fishing down there is supposed to be really good. So I still need to water these in with the watering can, which is bright orange and sitting over there. And then I do want to mulch them in really good. That is something I want to do. And find out what their, so that'll keep things from digging in around the cone and eating them at the base, because this is massive herbivore pressure down here. I don't walk this too often, but you can see it is packed and shorn and stepped upon tremendously. And that is because the deer walk through and sleep and eat right on this level right here. This level I keep up with. This level is strictly just the deer. So this is going to be a pretty big deal to keep it under control as far as keeping the animals from eating it. So I want to pile up a whole bunch of, and in this section I think just plain hardwood, because these ones didn't necessarily have the note saying that they were acid tolerant. That one's acid tolerant. This one can go either way. So yeah, so 2 more trees. They're sugar maples. I don't know as if I can plant them anywhere that I can easily get to here, because I can't coppice them easily. Just to give context here, this is attempted a coppiced maple, and while it is still alive, it is barely so. It did not like that. Oaks are fine with it. This is an oak. This is an American ash tree. That's another oak. The box alder is fine with it. The ash trees are fine with it. In fact, in current conditions, ash trees require it, because if they get greater than a 4-inch diameter, then the emerald ash borer comes and eats them. And that's one way to keep an ash tree alive, is to coppice it. And oh, there's just a ton of trees here that handle coppicing just perfectly fine, and then they can have their root mass holding up the hill. Over there we have the staghorn sumac coppicing this whole flank here, and it is extremely happy about it. So those are just some, as well as hackberry, black locust. That one with the fringes is a black locust. Those kind of things. They're all very happy to be coppiced. They don't mind, and will definitely grow right back, whether you want them to or not. So yes, that is how my plant out tree day went, and I thought I'd just explain, especially since it was 10 times speed, and golly only knows how much was actually like visible through it, as far as like making sense of what I was doing. Ooh, I did also mention that I would show a tree of heaven, the evil, nasty, awful, that stuff, in a I've been trying to kill it for years form. And here is one. This and all of these branches and this stump and this strange formation off the side of it, these are all a tree of heaven I've been attempting to poison for around 17 years, and the prior cut is from the owner who was here before me. And he was here for 2 years, so it is, 20 years in the process of trying to kill, and it just won't give up. But you can see that there are not tree of heaven suckers. It simply is growing new branches out of its stump. And it is not a sucker, but there was another one over here. In fact, there are 2 over here, but these spread more so by just aggressively seeding than by suckering. So again, you can see there's one kind of merging with this American elm here, and it has branches coming out the top. And then there's another one, but it's not the same root system here, and it has branches coming out the top. And equally, I've been aggressively trying to kill those 2 since probably about 10 years ago, because the poison ivy kept me, I guess, from getting down here right away. But the owner before me is the one that, all these trees that have the hole in the middle because they were cut down but grew back, those are all from his activity down here. Yeah, so I guess that's maybe helpful to know. It's starting to have a sunset over there. It's starting to rain. It might be time to wrap up for the day. I'll just have to get my sugar maples safe and tidy and get down here and water some stuff, but the rain will help. So, hope you're having a really good day. The sunset colors look nice, don't they? Thank you so much for visiting the cliffside. And this has been Permaculture. Yay, new trees. All right, take care. Bye.